Hi class, so I wanted to do an example similar to your week 4 assignment. So I'm going to provide a profit function. So my profit function is negative 12 x squared plus 600x, where x represents the number of clerks working. So x is the number of clerks working. Okay, so we're trying to find two things. We're trying to find the x-intercepts of the parabola, and we're trying to find the maximum. Now, how do I know this is a parabola? Well, it's a quadratic function. And see this x squared here, and I know that it's a parabola that's going to be facing down because this number is negative. Now you might be thinking, well, how did I know that? Well, if you've done your work this week, you would have seen some on the homework, but if you haven't, that's okay. I wanted to show you because a picture is worth 1,000 words. So I'm going to show you a website where you can plot things. This is one website that you can plot. It's called wolframalpha.com, and this is a great website, and it can answer a lot of questions. But I'm just going to put this in so that you can see. So I'm going to say let's plot p equals to minus 12 x squared plus 600x. And let's see what it tells us. And so here's our plot. So see, this is a parabola facing down, like I said. And you can actually see the intercepts. We're going to show them algebraically, but you can see that it looks like the x-intercepts are at 0 and at 50. And the maximum is right up here, and that's called the vertex. And so one of the things that I'm going to recommend that you do when you turn in your assignment is see if you can save the image and then paste it onto your Word document, because like I said, picture is worth 1,000 words. Okay, so now let's go back to the problem. So what we have then is let's find the x-intercepts algebraically here. So to find the x-intercepts, what we need to do is we need to find when p of x is equal to 0. So that's when the profit is equal to 0. So to find that, I just replace p of x with 0. And I'm going to solve this quadratic equation. 0 equals to negative 12 x squared plus 600x. Okay, and then the easiest way to solve this equation is by factoring. So from here, I can factor out a 12. Well, actually, why don't we do this? Because this will make it a little bit easier. Why don't we multiply both sides by -1? So you don't have to do this, but this is just going to make our numbers a little bit easier. So if I do that, -1 times 0 is still 0, but negative 12 times -1 is going to be positive 12 x squared, and then 600 times -1 is negative 600. And you would have gotten the same thing if you would have divided by -1. So that was just to change the sign on the square term to be positive. Okay, so now if we factor it, we can factor out a 12x, that's the greatest common factor, leaving us with x minus, and then 600 divided by 12, that's 50. And this will give us our two X-intercepts using the zero factor property. So we get 12x equals to 0, or x minus 50 equals to 0, which means that my X-intercepts are at when x equals to 0 or when x equals to 50. And those are exactly the intercepts that we saw on the graph earlier. And if I bring it back up, this is where it is. See? So at x equals 0 and x equals 50. So those are the number of clerks working that would produce 0 profit. So if you don't have any clerks working, you have 0 profit because nothing is getting done. But if you have too many clerks, then that's also 0 profit because you have to pay everyone. Okay, now the second part asks for the maximum. Okay, so for that, we're going to use the formula for the vertex. And that is the x value of the vertex is equal to minus b over 2a. Okay, so in this case, what is b? Well, b is in my quadratic form, so 600 is b, and negative 12 is a. So I'm going to plug those in. So I'm going to have minus 600 divided by 2 times a, which is negative 12. Okay. And 2 times negative 12, well, that's negative 24. And then negative 600 divided by negative 24, that equals to 25. Okay, now notice that's an x value. So what does x represent? X is the number of clerks working. So 25, that's the number of clerks that will maximize the profit. So if I go back to my picture again, right here, this is 25 clerks. That's when the profit will be the highest. Now, what is that maximum profit? Well, the maximum profit is going to be found by plugging in this number of clerks into the profit function. So the maximum profit is going to be P of 25. In other words, the profit when 25 clerks are working. So if I plug 25 in, I would get negative 12 times 25 squared plus 600 times 25. Okay, so this is equal to negative 12 times 25 squared is 625 plus 600 times 25 is 15,000. Okay, and again, following my order of operations, negative 12 times 625, that's negative 7,500 plus 15,000. And then negative 7,500 plus 15,000, that's 7,500. So this is the maximum profit. It's the profit when 25 clerks are working, but it's also the maximum actual profit made. So I hope that that will help you answer your assignment question.